I'm going to do it. What, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Boom. Welcome back to another episode of Right.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going? I'm Gallstones.
And I'm the little guy. Muireann, that one's for you, babes. Thanks for taking me to the Debs, by the way. I really enjoyed it.
Doctor, can't remember your name. That one's for you, because the Gallstones, you found them during the week. Thanks.
Well done, you.
Well done,
Good
you.
find.
Yeah.
How many is there?
I don't know, about 10. I don't
Have you
know,
named
fucking
them yet?
A little family.
It's a week on and there's still in your goal. Yeah. How are you feeling?
I'm actually, the pain has subsided somewhat for this episode. So hopefully we'll get a bit more energy. How are you feeling?
Should we tell them that we record them all in one bunch? So it's actually just like, is it a week on? Have you been seen to? Is
No.
the doctor that you've seen willing to take them out? What's happened? Do you have
it's
stitches?
the future. It's the future now.
I know, I'm so confused.
Yeah, no, we recorded in a batch, people, okay? Spoiler alert. So how are
They
you?
don't mind knowing that, do you?
I-
Cancel us, I don't care.
You've answered my question, because I was going to say, are you still as zen as you were in the last episode? But no, the energy's come up again.
No, I've had a little
Good.
sweet. I had some sugar. Really works, surprisingly. It just goes straight to the brain, I think. And I did some Chinese flaps.
Yeah, you did. You needed those.
I just jumped up and down 4 times and like, it's amazing, really.
You were telling me about your ADHD diagnosis, which is now official, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And you were saying there's a potential for the meds to make you
Horny.
Randy, baby.
Do I make you horny, baby?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Randy.
So I did a little story time on my. Oh my god! You know what's so funny? Sorry, I'm going on a side quest, but it's an important side quest. My beautiful, stunning, amazing, gorgeous girlfriend doesn't have social media. But she was looking through my stories because I wanted to tell her that I got so much positive reaction out of the stories that I shared. And I rarely share like stories of me talking about topics. I only share really memes on my stories. So I was like, have a look at this. And she was, I have loads of other things around it, but I wanted her to see my story in particular. And then it went off my story and she was like, who's that? Why is it so short? I wanted to see that. Clearly, someone who doesn't have social media, like asking who these people are in my stories and like being completely unattached from the social media world. And it was mad. And she was laughing her head off because I was like, why have you asked who that is like 5 times? I don't know this person. She made me laugh on social media, so I shared it on our page.
Oh, okay.
And
so she was confused because you were sharing other people's
so
stuff.
confused
Okay.
about why a woman laughing was on like my stories.
Yeah.
She was like, who's that? What's her name? Why did you like that? Did you share that? Why can't I see it all? Why did the video end so short? Why did the video end so fast? And I was like, oh my God. So
Get to
anyway,
the Randy.
back to the story. Back to the story. So I shared something about me being proud of myself. Not the fact that I got to the gym, is the fact that everything happened in between. And this is why I want to get medicated. Because the frantic nature of life that may not be frantic to other people is entirely frantic and erratic and anger inducing for me for very I guess in context understandable reasons, but the whole stories and like the reason I got all this positive information back, and this is where the randiness of the medication came into it, was because I said that I was proud of myself, and I shed a little tear in a really weird way. I'm getting more emotional since we've had Jude and I became a mother. But I was in the gym, got to the gym, and it wasn't the fact that I did the workout, it was the fact that I got past and deep breathed after everything that happened in getting to the gym. So the car ran out of petrol, brought the wrong card, had to go back, had to leave some details. Things that would have sent me home before didn't send me home. And that's short story made very long by my ADHD brain. And I shared this with people, and the amount of people, I think, not joking, I think that a lot of our listeners have ADHD or are undiagnosed or are trying to find out something about themselves that very much resonates with them. Because even though it was on my Weird Watercolours page, so many people got back. They're complimenting the pod, but also feeling very much the same about the frantic nature of something that seems very, very day to day for other people, and how much you can be affected by it. So one girl was like, yeah, the meds will change your life. You know, she told me about dosage, and it can make you very jittery. It can also make you lose weight really fast. So you have to kind of keep an eye on that. And as well, she said that the most noted feature for her, and it's obviously different for other people, for her and a friend of hers that also got diagnosed recently, was horniness. Brilliant. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm sure Audrey is too. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, so like, I'm so looking forward to getting on it to see how it changes.
I thought you were going to say looking forward to getting on it. Like,
I'm so looking forward to shagging. Yeah, but it's just so interesting. The amount of people messaging me was just insane about a really, really basic story about how I got to the gym and didn't freak out or didn't go home and let it take over.
I think that's you were saying like, oh look, it's a really short story explained in a long way. But I think that's the interesting thing about the ADHD mind is that the battles that people face on a daily basis and the difficulties, people with any kind of neurodivergence, look, this is going to be really difficult. I want to give up and give in, and actually fighting through is amazing. And it's really weird that you and I have become friends since November, because I do feel like it's been quite a pivotal time in both of our lives.
Huge, like the most important time of my life, I believe.
Yeah,
like
and
the last 6 months.
Like in last week's episode,
apart
you
from
were
my
talking,
son's birth.
Yeah, just apart from that. Little
Apart from that, apart from meeting Audrey and getting a dog, all those things.
That was grand. But you know, you were saying in the last episode that you've kind of been battling with what you can probably openly call depression now for the last year, and obviously I've had my little stint,
More than your fair share, actually.
and so we're both
you could have
kind
given
of
some to someone else.
Yeah, and we're both kind of finding our voice and our advocacy and our identity through all of this shit that your 40s as a female throw. That's actually, that's the gallstones person said to me. She was like, the gallstones person, the nurse in the emergency room was like,
can I see the gallstones person, please?
Is there a galler here?
Golly, hello, where are you?
Golly stones. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, anyway, the nurse was like, oh yeah, no, we'll see that now. If you're 40, fat, fertile, fair and female, they are the things that will make you likely. I was like, oh, isn't that fucking fabulous? Because
so she had 5 Fs for you.
5 Fs for me. Thanks a million, firstly, for calling me fat, and secondly, fair. Okay, yeah, I know I'm pale. I'm trying to debate, like, avenge that with fucking.
Or morally fair, did she mean?
Yes, it could have been a balanced moral code.
You have to be a kind, fair person.
Yeah. No, I have
and then you'll definitely get gallstones.
Gradual fake tan, thanks to Vogue. She's helping me battle the fairness there. But then, fertile. So but because I'm not quite menopausal yet, they just have to nab me now with the fucking gallstones.
Yeah,
anyway,
you're
sorry.
nearly there.
But the ADHD thing, I think that's amazing, and you're on a journey and I'm on a journey, and that's why it's so cool that we're kind of documenting this week on week.
It's amazing. It's so inspiring. Audrey's our number one fan. She listens to the episode. She gets so excited about it. She asks me how it is every day. She kind of like segues into topics at home. Oh, you could do this, you could do that. She just is absolutely delighted.
Yeah, and I've got to hang out with her a couple of times now, which is great. And you and Audrey and Jude came up to my sister's house, so she lives with my dad.
Such a good night.
That was so nice. It was a day you came up. You were up and around when you came up, and I roasted off a chicken with garlic, and we had some cold
ham
cuts.
was brilliant as well.
And the ham was good, the packet ham. And that was the good ham though. And the non-carcinogenic kind.
The ones without fart on the inside.
Yeah. Actually, you did say that. You were like, why? Like, do they just pay someone to fart
in the back of the ham? Whose skit is that? I think I've robbed that.
Oh, is it?
Skit.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's good skit though. And popcorn, we said as well.
Little does the trying to open. You know, when the seal.
Oh, the seal and reseal.
That'll make you lose your shit.
Yeah, biggest lie in
don't even have to have ADHD for that. Or, when you get a Dunn's Ready meal and the really thin film doesn't come off the corner.
Comes off in like little fronds.
Yeah.
Little kind of
and
tendrils.
You're just stripping away. The oven's preheated already. Yeah. You're just like, how? And then you just refuse to use a knife because you want the satisfaction. Yeah. Maybe that's an ADHD thing.
Abby's just sharing her daily struggles here, guys, farty ham, seal and reseal, and the Dunn's Ready meals. I wanted to talk today about the Lurch.
Tell me.
Okay, so the Lurch is essentially the fear. So the Lurch it comes from when...
How does it differ from the fear? Because we all know what the fear is, but the Lurch is new.
It doesn't really, it's just one of our words. So basically, the Lurch, Danielle was about 21 and she was coming back after a very heavy night out, and she was saying, I keep getting that fear in your stomach, and your stomach kind of lurches in fear. So now it's like, oh, that's lurchy. But you can talk about it in not just the fear of the hangover. It's like the lurch. Did I say something wrong there? Oh, lurch, I've offended them. Or like, that child is walking very high on a.
It's like
train.
a self-conscious
it's like a panicky
self-conscious glitch of the mind.
Panic, yeah.
in
but
instances.
No, but you can be lurchy, like something else can be lurchy, like a person can be lurchy, and you're like, oh, like,
That's
you know,
how it differs from the fear.
Yeah, it does
the fear
differ.
is inherently, I think, in my mind, connected to
hangover.
alcohol.
Yeah. So, like, if we were to talk about like severe lurch, like I'll tell you one particular time. I'm just getting this out of my head now. I hadn't actually prepared this. Myself and my sister.
I know it's going to be juicy.
My sister was going out with who's like a famous DJ at the time, and someone he had been working with had asked.
Tiesto?
It wasn't Tiesto. It wasn't
Avicii?
Tiesto. No, and I won't name him.
Pop
Okay. Yeah, no. Anyway, she was asked to go up and do narration on us. I don't know, something like we had to go to a studio, and she said, Laura, will you come with me, please? Like, I've no money. We were about 23 at the time, so we had no money. Come up to Belfast. So I had to sit in the studio while she recorded this thing, and she was like, and he'll pay me because he paid her boyfriend loads for the thing he did, so he'll pay me loads. And then they'd have a party that night, and we'll stay in their house, and then we'll drive home the next day. Now, we had enough petrol money to get us up to Belfast, but we'd nothing to get us home, so we were banking on this money. So you can tell where this is going.
Yeah.
So we get home to his house. He hasn't paid her, didn't give her any money for it. We were like, what are we going to do? Then he started to make us, we were like, we've no money. And they were like, we're going to go to a friend's party later, drinking. And he referred to it as chemical warfare. What was going to happen in the house?
Oh, God.
So we were like, okay. And so then he started making like this Chinese veg dinner thing for us, which was bean sprouts and cabbage. That was it, with some Chinese 5 spice on it. So we were fucking starving. So we were like, we'll go for a drive. So we drove down to the garage down the road and got a fruit salad bar each, because that's all we had left money-wise. Like, we'd no money, fucking starving. So then went up and he was like, yeah, we'll give you loads of drink just to say thanks. So we were like, I don't want drink and drugs. I just want to go home and with loads of money. Tomorrow. Yeah. So went out to the party, partied very, very hard, came back to the house, couldn't sleep because they brought the party back to the house. And I remember there was a song, and myself and Danielle were like, there was no blinds or curtains in the house because they were renovating, and we were trying to sleep. And I remember like just drinking half of a bottle of wine just to try and just so we could just try and sleep, because we were in the middle of the kitchen on a pull out and everyone was partying around us.
Oh my God.
And then we went upstairs, and I was trying to fall asleep, and I was like, Danielle, are you sleeping? And she's like, no, I can't sleep. And then I opened my eyes and I looked, and the host of the house was standing in the corner, leaning up against the window, just dancing to himself. And the music was coming up, coming down. That's what the music was. And we were like, oh my God, get out of here. So we tried to drive home.
By himself.
Tried to drive home in the Nissan, like we were like, what are we going to do about petrol? Like, so he's like, oh, sorry. Danielle said to him, can we have money to get home? So he gave her what looked like £20. Drove to the first garage wouldn't take it. Drove to the second garage. They were like, that's 20 Australian dollars. So we were like, so we had to like go park up in a church car park, try and sleep there because we were so in bits, and then got people rapping at our window. So that was probably one of the lurchiest things that's ever happened to me. We made it home.
Oh my God.
In absolute ribbons. That was pretty appalling.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that was Lurch, let me tell you.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit usaa.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Okay, I think I have a lurch. It's a good one. It's one that my friends still talk about to this day. There was a group of friends living in this townhouse in Ranelagh. It was an apartment downstairs, apartment upstairs. Bit of a party house.
Yeah, it already sounds.
Yeah, like... It was like, it's where I had my 30th. There was loads of people there. There was kegs, everything. It was just very mad on any night of the week. Lot of weed smoked in the evening.
Hell.
No, not hell, but like good hell, because you were with your mates. But it's like just wretched in the mornings, like, you know, because sometimes I'd be going to work and they'd be still partying, and you'd be just like, hi.
Yeah.
So when I came home, wasn't partying with them, but there was a party in the house, right? But had gone to sleep, or maybe I was partying with them, I can't remember. Either way, I was like, what the fuck is that noise? What the hell is happening? Woke up, bolt upright. I think it was the early hours because it was kind of getting bright through the curtains or whatever. A guy standing there going through my underwear drawer without any pants on.
Oh my God.
I was like, what the fuck? Like panicking, but also immediately enraged because there was a lad who was younger than me, like going through my underwear drawer in a house when the party was supposed to be downstairs. Yeah. There was like, you know, an upstairs and a downstairs
get out,
apartment.
You fucking weird creep.
Yeah. So burst open the door to the living room. There was like a sea of people, random duvets everywhere, just heads popping up when I slammed the door open, and I was just like, where's that? Who was that? What the fuck? Do you think that's okay, standing there with your lad in your hand? And just the room was like people trying not to laugh, all my pals trying not to laugh. Do you think it's actually okay, standing there like rifling through my underwear drawer with your lad in your hand, something like this, very posh and conservative, and surprisingly so. But no, he had pissed on the chair, and then I'd given out to him. I don't know if the piss came before or after. No, he'd pissed on the chair. Emily was like, Dave, I think he's after pissing. And then he just disappeared, and where he disappeared to was the bedroom.
There's always one of those at those parties, isn't there?
He was and Niamh felt really bad for throwing him out, because he was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, poor
and
lad.
Really kind.
That's
and
horrendous.
he was just off his tits on all the pills in the world, just looking for some pants. But the anger, the anger and me waking up, and I don't wake up easily either. So I was just like, oh, what they're standing there. The common quote is standing there with your lad in your hand. And then I heard, I kind of went back to bed, but I was so riled up that I couldn't sleep. And I heard Niamh walking him out, and he's like, look, listen, I'm really sorry. And she's like, oh, it's okay. But all of them fucking lost their shit laughing at me getting angry at him. And I was just like,
I can't imagine you being seriously pissed off.
No, but I couldn't get beyond the point that he was standing there. I was angry about it for ages, but all of them were having fucking laughs at my expense or whatever. But still to this day, standing there with your lad in your hand in my bedroom, going through my underwear drawer.
There's always one, and so you weren't the perpetrator of the lurch there.
No, but the lurch was my anger, and the fact that all of them were like,
you know what I mean? But there's always one goes off. There was my brother had been at a wedding, and he decided to bring everyone back to my dad's house.
There's always one person that can't
always,
handle it. But they're always kind of nice and not very
really
disruptive.
nice, but they just get really fucked up and short circuit. But this guy, there was a guy who just tagged along back to the party. Now this was only a few years ago, so they would have been about 37, 38 at the time, and he came back to the party after, and they were all in the back garden. This is 11, 12 o'clock the next day. Maybe 9, 10 o'clock the next day in the morning, and my dad was asleep in bed, and then all of a sudden my dad wakes up to a guy, complete random stranger, just being all, hiya, really mad out of his face.
Hello.
Got into the bed beside my dad. Not in a pervy way, but just completely not realising, just getting into the bed, hiya. And Dad just said, hiya, and turned around. And I was like,
did he go back to sleep?
I was like, Dad, did you go back to sleep? And he's like, no, I just kind of lay there for a while, because it was a water bed as well. So bobbing with this guy stinking of brewery beside the bed. And then Dad's like, and then I got up, and then I had to ask him to get out. Could you actually fathom
and your dad's
the lurch?
really well spoken, is it? Kind, soft voice. Sorry, would you mind getting up there and getting out of my bed?
Imagine the lurch for that person. I got into it. The person's dad's. So lurch. We also it was in our early 20s that the term the lurch came around. And then we were talking about when the lurch attacks and stuff. And so we made up this guy called Larry Lurchmonster. Who
is he and what does he do?
So he's the guy who brings the lurch to you. So he looks kind of like the Grinch, but dreadlocks and kind of dark fur, matted fur, and kind of evil eyes.
Yeah.
And he has all the festival wristbands all the way up, and kind of a hemp smelling.
The guy, the guy who thinks he's helping you on a bad trip in a festival, but he's actually making it worse.
100%. So, but he's evil. He wants his lurch. So he'd be the one.
So he's kind of encouraging the trip.
He'd be the one in the corner of your ear,
he'd
go on, have another shot. It's not a bad idea. Or I think he seems like a nice guy. You should go home with him. That's Larry. Or this is the perfect example. We'd be you'd be sitting at the kitchen table going, oh my God.
It's like the devil or the
it's totally devil on your shoulder. Yeah.
Go on.
And then you'd be sitting at the kitchen table oh my God, what did I do last night? And then Larry would walk past the window swinging your knickers on his hand, go That's Larry Lurchmonster. So
is he likeable? Is he a likeable
he's
character?
Horrible. No more Larry. And so we went through all of our 20s. My friends' friends at parties. You'd be like, no Larry tomorrow. And one of my friends actually came to me. She's like, I figured out a way to get rid of Larry.
Yeah.
And I was like, how? And she's like, Xanax. I was like, well, yeah,
duh. You're a bit late to the game, love.
Yeah, Xanax gets rid of
Crush it up
Larry.
and put it up your nose.
Yeah. That's a long-term Larry we're talking about there. Yeah. So that's
oh
the
my
lurch.
God, that's so good.
But then there's also lurchy situations you can get into when which, drink and drugs or anything that isn't involved in at all. You can just kind of say or do the wrong thing or call someone by the wrong name. I get lurchy situations all the time because people recognise me as Danielle. They think I'm my sister.
Oh, right, okay. And you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, so it's really panicky. So lots of people would see me, who they think is me, and it's Danielle, because Danielle's kind of weird, and just be like, hi, how's it going? And Danielle just blanks
Danielle's
them.
kind of weird.
She's a bit weird. And she doesn't say hi to them, so they think I'm a bitch, or else they think she's a bitch.
You're worried about that all, like, they think that I just snubbed them or whatever.
I don't think I've like face blindness or anything like that, but I'm really, really, really bad at remembering faces. I'll remember the person.
The same as fucking Audrey. It's ridiculous.
Really, yeah. I'll remember the person.
She does lurchy stuff all of the time.
Yeah.
She'd go on a nice trip into town with Jude and come back with like 10,000 stories, and I'm like, how did that happen? And I just don't know. It just does.
Like what kind of stories?
I don't know, like somebody ending up needing to help her with the buggy, and then something falling out, and then getting embarrassed about something, and you're just like, but it's not like, oh yeah, ha ha ha, like that's what happened to me. It was like that's
crazy.
It ends up being like, oh, like, and she was like, I know, and you're just both like, oh, what? Why does this always happen?
That's kind of a me. Like, you rang me during the week and you were like, oh, hi, any crises? And I was like, I'm actually in an emergency room. Like, what
I'm actually, funnily enough,
like we have a joke in work that I have the curse. Like, there's just always something ridiculous in my life that's cropping up.
I guess I maybe invite drama in my life.
Yeah, I think I invite it as well.
Attract drama in my life a little bit. But yeah, I think it's just like, you and Audrey are very similar when it comes to lurchy things. I think Audrey lurches at least 4 times a day.
Now, lurching and doing lurchy things are different things. You could people can go through life.
Sorry for misusing it
like
there.
Donald Trump goes through life doing lurchy things. Like, if I woke up after having done what Donald Trump does in an hour, I would be lurching out of my mind, but he doesn't lurch about them. So lurching is the kind of physical reaction to doing something lurchy, if you get me.
Oh yeah, no, but I think she knows it, but she's embracing it now because she's also recently got a diagnosis for autism and ADHD.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh yeah, no, that's
just what it is.
It's actually fine. Like, we rang to get results, and the doctor had put in her height wrong because you have to get results to get medicated for the ADHD, and the doctor had put in her height wrong. Not that it makes a difference to the ADHD medication, but she was like, no, I'm not 5'2". How dare you?
Oh yeah, but
I
that's
think
the autism then.
Yeah, but like very like, no, that is actually wrong. And the woman on the end of the phone, she's not a nurse or a doctor. She's just like admin going, I don't really care. I don't really think that makes a difference.
Causes kind of ruffles cages, like
But like,
sorry, no one.
But like, people are obviously like, either they roll their eyes or accept her for who she is. But she's now embracing that of herself because she's like, that's right and wrong. And I was like, yes, I know it's right and wrong.
Yes, I was talking to her about this actually recently about this because Lewin is the same.
It's a really nice way of thinking about things.
It is a really nice way of thinking of things. I read an excerpt from an autistic person talking about neurotypical people being like, they go around staring at each other in the eyes. They wear really uncomfortable clothes. They talk about their emotions all the time. They let things go that are like right and wrong, and they don't mind. And it's really interesting. It's like, oh yeah, like there's like they're the freaks, and it's like, yeah. But you were saying about Audrey dropping things out of the pram, and it reminded me of a very good / lurchy story. Myself and Fergal only got together after Lewin was born, so we were in our kind of honeymoon / drinking a lot phase. You know, when you kind of first with someone, you kind of drink loads, or maybe that's just me.
No.
And
that's what me and Audrey did.
We were walking up the town and we'd bought, I think it was like Christmas time, so we'd bought like a load of Ulmers for like 24 of 24 or something like that. So we'd put loads into the nappy bag, loads into the buggy. Fergal was carrying loads, and we were walking across the road in Greystone. Listen, we were walking across the road with the baby in the buggy, and it was a kind of a tacitly agreed pedestrian crossing. So it wasn't actually a pedestrian crossing, but people kind of stopped for it anyway. And we were crossing, and then all of a sudden 2 cans roll out of the bottom of the buggy. Like, it was dark and there was headlights on me both ways and the traffic was waiting. And I was like, sorry. Of course, So Fergal fucks off, crossed to the side of the road. I was like, sorry. So I started to run after the 2 cans that had got away, and then whoop, out the top of the nappy bag, 2 more cans.
When you bent over.
Fell out.
Cans
so I was literally running around getting the 4 cans. So good mother, 6-month-old the buggy.
Like, exactly like that. When in our honeymoon days as well, when we were drinking a lot in Dún Laoghaire, myself and Audrey, I was just getting changed or getting ready for the day or whatever, and I just, and she had just been putting a scarf on, but she had completely twisted her ankle. She was like, I was just standing here.
Oh my God.
Just standing. I can't even see how she fell over or what she did to it.
How?
But it went over that way. And within like half an hour, it was like, pfft,
Yeah.
but she'd really hurt it. And I was like, but what were you doing? Were you walking? Did you go up the steps? And she was like, no, I was just standing here. I was just like trying to figure out, this is kind of like
just
she gives
calamity.
herself that lurch because
She
she was
does
like, how
calamity, yeah.
why does this happen to me? Like, it is kind of like, and also, I shared a reel with her, a woman getting into a car with like a standard coffee cup, but it's full to the brim, and just kind of balancing it on the gear, the type B personality, kind of balancing it on the gear stick and like dropping all her makeup bag all over the floor, and then something that is literally her. Whenever she arrives or leaves somewhere, something has to fall somewhere, or she has to fall over, or something around. But I think that's isn't there a correlation between clumsiness
there is
and physical?
Yes, it is spatial awareness. So some autistic people have very kind of, they're challenged massively in their gross motor skills or fine motor skills, and that would then, there's a dyspraxia there as well, and there can be
so like hand-eye coordination,
hand-eye
like
coordination,
reaching,
etc.
Guessing the distance, or like
exactly. But I'll tell you what was lurchy actually.
Go on.
Special care award was pretty fucking lurchy. That was like, and that was like.
Were you watching? Were you self-conscious? Were you watching everything you said, or were you being very deliberately open because you needed to do it?
Certain people you'd want to be careful with, like, because there was just like some lurchy people that would like want to be your best friend, and then their nurse would come up to you and she'd be like, keep yourself to yourself with him now, love. Do you know, that kind of thing? So you'd be like, oh,
why? What did he do?
One guy asked me out on a date when we were in, and I was like, I've told you about my husband many a time, but why, in between telling me about how he was getting back with his ex and stuff like this, do you know? And there was some people just very unwell in there, and you'd be like, whoa, lurch, or like, you know, you'd hear an alarm go off and everyone would run off in one direction. You'd be like, fucking hell. So that was kind of like a constant lurch, like, of being in there and also going, oh, I'm in there with them. Do you know what I mean? That was a very lurchy kind of thing. At the same time, the hospital was amazing, but mental health hospitals quite lurchy places.
Wow, that's big time. That's kind of like a real kind of like eye opener for yourself as well, because even in like, okay, so you said you're at the best stage you've ever been in your life. You've gone through all that shit last year. You've come out the other end. You're in the best shape. You know, you're getting back to yourself. You're feeling everything.
Gallstones.
There's like gallstones, all of them, all 17 of them, huddling up close.
I know how you decide for 17 now.
Well, it's
Jim,
a week later.
Jemima, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a week later. We found out.
They're all boys. No, only joking.
Yeah, because I can't have girls.
I can't remember what I was going to say
Sorry.
there, but it was profound.
It was
profound and beautiful.
I'm in good shape now. I've gone through all of it, but I've gone through the lurch. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, the lurch is entirely like, I've got this now, and it kind of creeps up on you. It's like that little guy on your shoulder,
Lurchmonster.
But still, it hasn't changed.
Oh,
his
Larry
identity.
is still around. Larry still lurks. He still lurks.
The little wink at a drink, or like
just like would you
that
like
kind
a drink?
of tiny moment in your brain that turns.
Yeah. Oh, like I lurch regularly about, like, in my dreams about having gone back drinking now, because I just don't want to ever go back drinking ever. I mean, even they gave me painkillers for the gallstones, and I was like ringing my friends being like, is this a good idea? You know, friends who don't drink as well, is this a good idea? Like, I don't want to take anything, so I have to be very careful of that kind of stuff. So that is a lurch that's always there with me, and a lurch,
you know, it affects your brain in a certain way.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's a massive lurch that I don't drink anymore. I never thought I'd be a person.
Do you not identify with a sober person?
It's like, just, well, someone who needs to call themselves a sober person, if you get me. Do you know what I mean? Like someone who's struggled with dependencies in the past. And I think, is it self-consciousness? Is it guilt? Is it shame? Yeah,
is it?
It's all those things. It's you know, growing
and it's
up.
connected to who you thought of as yourself.
Yeah, my mother was a severe alcoholic growing up, and my granny, the Chateau Fumé one was, and
Turtle on the Back,
that one, and so I've seen the really, really scary, horrible side of alcoholism. And so growing up, it's something I never wanted to like come into my lexicon. I always thought I had under control. So that's been extremely lurchy for me to kind of come to terms with the fact that I can't use alcohol as a medication for myself because I overuse it. So that's why I have dreams, I'd say 3 or 4 times a week, where I'm chatting away.
Back,
yeah, but I have been drinking, and I'm like, oh shit, no, okay, have I been drinking? So did this go reset my drink? And just it always keeps happening because you're so scared of relapsing. Well, I'm so scared of relapsing, so that's constant.
Okay, so this might be a controversial question or a bit of a thinker. Do you think that people can handle moderation when it comes to intoxication, escapism, addiction, or like drug use.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
you know, even in the same regard, keeping the question in the same regard, gymming. Like, you've got people who go 3 times a week, but you've also got people who are totally locked in on needing to, and also to the detriment of their mental health or to the detriment of their relationships.
So that's the line, right? So firstly, Alan Carr, who wrote the books, not the comedian, he talks about in his book To Stop Drinking Alcohol, which I tried and failed many times in my 20s. He talks about
is it a step-by-step guide?
No, it's not. It's just it's kind of like I will convince you to stop drinking or stop smoking. A lot of people have given up smoking on the back of his book, but he says everybody's an alcoholic. Anyone who drinks is an alcoholic, basically, because you shouldn't enjoy it. You shouldn't, it makes your mind foggy. It makes you sick. It poisons you. I always think about this. If an alien came down from Mars or wherever, that'd be Martian then, and he was asking people what are they drinking.
Oh my God, vodka, I never made that connection.
Vodka tonic. What, Mars and Martian?
Yeah.
There you go. There's something you never knew.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mars and
That's
Martian.
awesome. 39 years young, near 40 on Sunday.
So
don't tell anybody.
exciting.
No, stop. Don't send me any messages, guys.
I'm going to send you a message. It'll be last Sunday.
Yeah. Last Sunday was, do the math, guys. Last Sunday was my birthday. I'm 40 now. Currently, today, I'm actually 40. We're seeing it in the future.
So
oh my God, Martian.
Yes,
Unreal.
So anyway,
okay,
if a Martian came down and said, what are you drinking? And it's vodka. That's it. Like, I don't like, do you like the taste of it? No. What does it do to you? It makes me stupid. It makes me do things I'll regret. It makes me feel a bit okay for a while, but ultimately...
No. You're already going in
to the extreme.
Okay,
fine. I'm going to have 2 drinks of it, right? So I'll have 2. It'll take the edge off. It's not good for my liver. It's not good for my body. It's not good. Now, I'm talking about Martians. If you were to explain this to Martians, it can be addictive, and it can.
Would it bring it back even further? What's your limitation? 2 sips, right? Instead of 2 glasses.
Yeah.
2 sips.
But
it might make me feel a bit dizzy. And need to pee more. And probably get a sentence out more calmly. Probably kind of give me a little bit of a confidence boost. Like, if you're like, is it possible? And now you're reading into the guy who's probably right. Anyone who takes a drink is probably an alcoholic in that regard, because there's no existing the measurement of a drink, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
35.5 mils. And in other countries, in the UK, it's less.
Less, yeah. So, no, but my point to answer your question is like, do I think there's people who can have it in moderation? Yes, I do. I think there's people who don't cross that line that you were talking about, where things start to suffer because of this, and it starts to take place, over jobs, money, finances, family, whatever it is. So I think that there's a certain, but I think there's people who can stay within that zone of tolerance of alcohol, gym, whatever addictive behaviour it might be, and kind of. So like Fergal manages to drink at a normal level, and he's absolutely fine with it. I hated it when I was drinking. I hated drinking as much as I did, and I didn't want to drink as much as I did, but I couldn't really find a way to stop. So, and it was doing like extreme damage to my mental health, my self-worth, all these things, and it was just taking all my energy.
Consciously knowing for all that time, or only finding out when the bad was bad? No, consciously knowing,
because I've been aware of alcoholism since I was
born.
Saw my mum when she was drunk when I was 6, and I was told that's what the problem was. So no, I've always been aware of it, and it's always that's something that's been lurched to me my whole life. But I didn't really give a fuck for a while. I was just like, look, I'll drink, and I wasn't always drinking to excess, but I've definitely always had a bad relationship with it.
Did you hold on to the good things to gaslight yourself?
You hold on, and then you kind of give yourself excuses, like, so. Okay, like, it's a Thursday, I'm not going to drink, and okay, but the bolognese, it would be nice to have a glass of wine with it, and I'll just have the 2 drinks tonight, and like it's I mean, this is a whole episode itself.
Like, would you feel different about having 2 drinks to having 17 drinks, or would it always go over 2 drinks?
There was a point in the kind of final 6 months that I was drinking that I wouldn't. Two wouldn't be enough, because I would want to get to a point where I knew my head was going to hit the pillow and I was going to go to sleep, because my mind did not stop racing. It just did not, and I wanted to get to a point that would blot it out, but it stopped working.
Yeah, so your ultimate goal was
oblivion,
to stop thinking,
to stop it, turn it all off, because I was like, it was 95% of the time, my mind was going 95%. Just brrr.
Yeah,
And so this was the only thing that
feel
kind of
that.
turned it off.
And I
but
think-
you're very moderated in drinking now, you know?
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, I wasn't, and I
Yeah.
relied on it to quieten my mind, and that's terrifying because, like, to me, it was like, oh, she's up for a party, she's a mad laugh. I was getting all this positive attention for being able to drink anyone under a table or being last up at a
Oh my
party.
God, yeah.
Like, I loved that. And you like, we'll keep on going back to this. We've said it in many, many episodes. We came out of the womb looking for attention. Undeniably so. And I'm proud of that in myself because it's like, but actually it's kind of a false confidence. It's a huge mask for me. That's like, drink made me be the party piece. Drink made me able to have enough confidence, talk to anybody, make new friends, all the stuff that I was scared of or had difficulties with. It made them go away temporarily, but then it really did destroy my mental health very, very badly. And there was a point where I knew that it was happening, but I just did it anyway because I had so little respect for myself. It wasn't actually the fact that it was drink at all. It's just I hated myself so badly that I just did it anyway because it was just like a hobby. You know what I mean? It's something that I
Well,
like.
it's what
I did, like, you never really enjoyed it. You can't say that you did.
No, because the fallout was a lot worse than the actual what I was gaining from it. And I think that's it. Like, I just didn't care enough about myself and I didn't know how. And so it's no surprise that a year down the line, I'm over a year sober now, a year down the line, I was waiting for you to congratulate me, but whatever. Thank you. A year down the line that I'm about 3.5, 4 stone lighter than I was. I'm going to the gym every day, minus the gallstone days. I'm happier than I've ever been. I mean, I'm not saying it's all down to drinking and not drinking. It's obviously down to a lot of the mental health stuff and getting, medicated and all the right things and therapy and stuff. But my energy can now go into things like this podcast, into my Instagram, and I hate myself so much less now. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to say that every day I love myself, but I'm understanding that going to bed early is self-care.
I think
what's self-care.
You said I have a healthy relationship with it now. I think what's confusing to me is the fact I'm trying to still find out what I thought that I loved about it because it's so safe to say that I maybe wasn't an alcoholic, but there was a psychological dependency on it. Maybe not physical. Well, I did go through the DTs when I was trying to stop, but like
Eczema is unpredictable, but you can flare less with Ebglyss, a once-monthly treatment for moderate to severe eczema. After an initial 4-month or longer dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
Life is full of choices, but the choice between getting crispy chicken nuggets or a Crunchwrap Slider isn't one you'll have to make. The new Crispy Chicken Crunchwrap Slider at Taco Bell. All white meat chicken nuggets, breaded in tortilla chips, wrapped up, sauce and all, inside a slider-sized Crunchwrap. Choose from creamy chipotle or jalapeno honey mustard. Well, there we go. Life, still full of choices. The new Crispy Chicken Crunchwrap Slider. A brand new classic. Only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time and while supplies last.
So, say for example, social situation. Yeah, I'll have one. Yeah, I'll have one. Doesn't even happen anymore.
Yeah.
At all. It's like there is nothing that, like, because I could have a hangover on one drink or I could drink 5 and have no hangover. There's no guessing, and I've got all these fucking weird allergies anyway, so it might not even be worth my while taking one sip and I'll just go red and I'll feel like I'm going to faint.
You will go red.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So like, but the danger the danger in my mind of me being my own worst enemy has completely dissipated. Mm-hmm. So yes, you're right in terms of the healthy relationship is there, but I have no urge for no reason at all. not even to let loose, because I've been to plenty of sober gigs. I have no, and this is why I think that maybe our addictions or our dependencies were different, because I know I have friends who are alcoholics and ex-alcoholics as well, outside of that. But I know that the danger element is still there. And I think that's entirely self-destructive.
It's about your need.
And it's about your need. It's about where you are in your life.
Yeah.
How much you've done for yourself.
It's about the hole that you have in your soul, basically. It's about the hole that you have in your soul and what you try to fill that with. And you can fill it with self-love and self-care, and it has to come from you. Or you can fill it with things externally like the gym, blah, blah, blah. But if the gym, makeup, plastic surgery, sex, money, if those things are only gratifying a need that you think because you don't like yourself enough, you think you deserve more through validation, external validation, then you are filling that hole. It's going to keep going.
Do you think the Ritalin will be filling a hole?
I think it'll be helping you to level your thoughts and therefore compartmentalise them and send them in the right direction. So practicing a bit of self-care, understanding when to slow down, understanding to slow your mind down and go, okay, this isn't actually healthy for me, or okay, I actually do need to listen to this.
I never thought about it, thought about going on it long term, but maybe, and it is a drug, like it's essentially speed. So,
I know, but I think you need to just build a relationship up with it and kind of figure out when you do, when you don't, why you do, why you don't.
Addiction is funny, isn't it? It's
the lurch.
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
Inherently collected? I think so.
People say you can be born an alcoholic. People say you can be born without. It's nature, nurture. I don't fucking know. All I know is you just got to understand, know yourself, what's good for you, and try and avoid the lurch. But Larry will be there.
He'll be there waiting for you to fuck up and make you feel worse about it.
And tell him to fuck off.
Treat him like a piece of shit.
Stop adding. Stop trying to get the last word in.